How's it, guys? Welcome to our second official episode of Soccer Laduma's Diski Dads. We are all the way in the east today. We started off with Rile Mufukeng's father, and today we have a father of yet another superstar. Shandre Campbell is the name that I'm speaking about, and with me is his father, Reshan, the man who is responsible for raising him alongside his wife, and also for the success that the Club Brugge star is. We'll be having a nice conversation with Reshan, just going into the life of Shandre and also seeing the journey that got him to where he is. Reshan, thank you so much for agreeing to speak to us, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Delmain. I appreciate it, and thank you for having me on this show.
Let's jump straight into it. At this present moment, how do you feel about the incredible success that Shandre has achieved, the steps he's taken, and everything he did to get to where he is now?
Firstly, I just want to say thank you for God for giving us this opportunity and for making this dream come true for Shandre. It's really proud moments for us as a parents, myself, his mother, Clarissa. And today we celebrate his success because we know the journey was not easy, but today we can say boldly that we are so proud of him for making it on the international level, playing at the highest level. Especially you all can see that he was in the squad for the UEFA Champions League, and he started as a little boy at the age of 4 years. And that is just amazing for us to see that the work that we have put in and the commitment and the dedication was key to his success. And today we are truly proud of Shandre, and we celebrate with him this successful journey of him.
What was Shandre like as a child?
Shandre was he was a very energetic child. He just wanted to be, around something that he wanted to kick. So wherever we go in the yard, even if it's a bottle, even if it's sometimes things that's in front of him, he will always try to kick this thing. It doesn't matter if it was a ball or what. And then that is why I discovered that this child needs something, that can be more to his feet. And that is obvious, it's a ball. And that's the moment where I went out and get him a ball. And every day I could see that this is the passion that he loves, and I'm going to support him in it. And that is where I sat down with his mother and I said, you know what, I can see this potential here. But what we have to do now is we have to put in the work with him and also try to get him a team where he can start from a young age. And at the age of 6 years, 5 years, he was 5 years old, and then we registered him at Boksburg FC in Boksburg town. And that is where Shandre's career kicked off.
I wanted to ask you, football, does it run in the family? Is there somewhere where he picked it up, or is there something that started off with him? Did you play? Do you have family members who played? Where did the football bug come from for him?
Yeah, sure. I was also a football player. I played up until the age of 16 years old. I played for Boksburg City in Recha Park, where I grew up. And then at the age of 13 years, I moved to Boksburg, Benoni Spurs in Benoni. I actually played, my uncle was the coach at that time. And then because of things didn't go well within the club, and then that is where the club decided that everybody or the management is just going to separate themselves. And that really affect us also as a players. And that is where I actually stopped playing football at the age of 16 years. But I was a very good striker. I do also have a lot of trophies for top goal scorer and all that. So I think that is within the gene where Shandre picked it up. And what Shandre, he was born with this talent. This is pure talent. He was born. There was no way that I couldn't see that this talent is in front of me. It's pure talent, and that's the moment where I captured it and I said, I'm gonna just help him, let his skill grow, and let it develop, and let it get more practice sessions with me, and obvious with coaches that's going to be part of his football journey.
You know, they say that a boy's father is his first coach. So before you go out there and play, your coaching starts in the house. How much of what we see now is stuff that started with you? I remember on TikTok watching videos of, it was during COVID even, where he was busy juggling with a toilet roll and you said he can do it. Can hear that motivating voice in the background. How much of that started with you as his first coach?
Yes, it was always my desire uh, as a father, to nurture his skill and to put more work in with Shandre. So the time with COVID, uh, you know, everybody was like indoors and no one was allowed to go out, making use of parks, etc. So at that moment, for me, was to create a space. And at that moment, I said to myself, if I can have a space available, Shandre will fit in there. Even if I have to do 100 jugglings with him or tappings with him or just throw the ball to him, I will do something and I will do part of an investment for his football career. And I didn't realize at that moment how this is going to help him. When COVID opened and everybody was back on the fields and so on. And I could see Shandre is just a different player because at that time of COVID, I was even working and preparing him for the DDC, which the time when he was playing at SuperSport United. Yeah. I actually prepared him for the reserve team at that moment, building his legs, making him strong mentally. How did he grow so fast? And the time when he was promoted, Shandre was ready for the stage.
How did the decision come for you guys to join SuperSport United? I know you said he started in Reshan Park in Boksburg. Where does SuperSport United come in?
Yes, this is something actually good to answer because Shandre played at the age of 9 years old for Corinthians. At that time, it was Black Aces.
Yes.
And then we had this tournament in Modderfontein. And as we entered this tournament, there was a team. It was a team with SuperSport, under SuperSport, and it was the soccer schools. I remember that time it was Coach Shannon. He was the coach.
And Shannon is Keegan Allen's father.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Coach Shannon is Keegan Allen's father. And then Shandre played for Corinthians. And then Shandre played against SuperSport. And while I was standing there, and I was watching how those boys was playing, and I said to myself at that moment, wow, it was unbelievable to watch these boys. Technical. Yeah. They were just on another level. How they pass the ball, how they run into spaces, and how they love the game. And I said to myself, this is what I want for my son, because with my influences and influences that can come from this type of football that they play, will just make him a great player one day. And at that moment, Shandre actually Corinthians played against SuperSport, and they won us 3-1. But at least Shandre scored against them. And everyone was like, guys, you have to watch Shandre in the game.
Yeah.
And Shandre was one of the key players for Corinthians. And at that tournament, Shandre was nominated the most valued player of the tournament.
Playing against the better SuperSport team, or better academies, let's say that.
And at that moment, I said to myself, I'm going to go out and find out where is this people. Where is the soccer schools? And then I went to Bedford View. Someone referred me to Bedford View. I went to Bedford View. They were still under Brazilian soccer schools at that moment. So I went to Bedford View. I was sitting in my car, and there was a coach with the name of Coach George. And while I was sitting in the car, I was looking and watching what is Coach George doing. How do we do individual coaching with the kids and all that? How we assess the players and all that. And while I was sitting there, I did it about twice. And then I said, no, this is what I want. And then I went to Coach George. I said, I have a player here. His name is Shandre. He was the most valued player. He played against SuperSport United, the soccer schools in the tournament, and that is why I saw that there's pure talent here. And if it's okay, if Shandre can come for an assessment, and Shandre went for an assessment with Coach George, and without a doubt, Coach George said, "This is what we want. This boy is brilliant, but we're gonna have to work with him to make him a better player also." And I said, "I give you the go ahead. We will join the Brazilian soccer schools." And Shandre was working the Brazilian soccer schools within 3 months or 2 months from there. Shandre went for a trial in Panorama, where he was playing against the best of the best in Johannesburg. And then Shandre was been chosen as one of the top talent out of the trials. And that is where he joined the SuperSport soccer schools at the age of under 10. The coach was Keegan Allen's father, Coach Shannon. Yes.
You know, often when there's young players that are as good as Shandre is, where they have so much talent and they have talent in abundance, more often than not, they don't have the hard work that goes along with that talent because they rely on their talent. They're so much better than everyone else. How did you guys, or you in this instance, ensure that he added hard work to that talent? Because clearly he was talented. Clearly he is talented. That time you could see it already. But then to make it to the next step, there's hard work that needs to supplement it. How did you ensure that he adds that to his game?
I always said to Shandre, you know what, there's a lot of talent outside. But for you to stay on top of your game, your talent is not enough. You need to put in the hard work. And the hard work gonna require discipline, your commitment, your dedication, the time that you put in. And I always make sure that I had to make sure that every day I had to do a session with him. It's either a skill, it's either a drill, it's either a physical session with him. Because I knew that outside when he go and play games there, he needs to be above all the other players. Because when you compare his talent to the other talent, there's always that special in him. Yes. And it is that moment where you can see that hunger and that aggressive and that physicality that kicks in. Because Shandre was not a bulky player, but he was strong. His mindset was always right. And, because of the hard work that he put in, not only when it comes to the games that he played, the match games that he played, but off the field, after hours. He actually worked like 7 days a week. I had to put in the work with him about 7 days a week. And today, you can see his hard work is really paying off.
When did the spark go off in your eye where you said that this could become a genuine career for this boy? This boy can make a living out of this. Do you remember that exact moment where you came home and you said, Clarissa, no, we have a diamond here? Do you remember the moment where the spark lit in your eyes?
Yes. There was this VW tournament. It's the biggest tournament that you can get. It was based in Johannesburg.
Yeah.
Shandre played under the coach of Coach Shemi at that moment for the under-13s in the VW tournament. And as time goes on within the tournament, I could see how Shandre persevered throughout the games and the hard work that he put in. And everybody was like, "Oh, this boy is marvelous." The people that was around me, the father, "This boy is marvelous. He got so much talent." And at that moment, that words captured. And you know what? While I was standing there, I was like, wow. When I watched Shandre play there against all the best of the other players that was coming from Cape Town, Durban, East London, it was just amazing to watch him play. And then when we went into the quarterfinals, that is where Shandre started to score the goals. Semi-finals, he started to score the goals. And then in the final, it was that moment where the team needed that goal to take them actually to Germany, in Berlin, to go and compete against the European clubs that on the other side.
Yeah.
In the final, at that moment, Shandre scored not only a tap-in goal, but it was a special low volley that he scored and helping the team, making it to the other side of Germany. And at that moment, after the final, when they had the awards, Shandre was nominated as the player of the tournament.
Yeah.
And I was like overwhelmed, and I said, this is the moment now where we see we have a gem here.
Did you expect him to make the quick progression that he did? Because the one moment we are at SuperSport, I remember Stan Matthews comes in and he says that we have a player. You don't know him now, but you'll know him soon enough. His name is Shandre Campbell. He's in our DDC. He's about to be promoted. At that time, he was scoring. Obviously, his name started making waves, but it was a quick transition where he performed really well in the DDC, and then he makes the step up to the first team. And even there, he didn't have a slow start. He had a very quick start. Did you expect for him to make the quick transition the way he did?
Yes, Shandre was always, open for correction. He was always open to learn more. And at that moment, when Shandre was promoted into the DDC team, like I said earlier on, that I prepared him already for that stage. And when they called him up or when they promoted him, he was already prepared for this. And then he didn't start in the starting 11 when they promoted him. He always came from the bench.
Yeah.
And when he came from the bench, I remember against Mamelodi Sundowns, and then Shandre scored a winning goal against Mamelodi Sundowns.
I remember.
And they were like in the middle of the league. And at that moment, the points was vital for them. They needed points. And Shandre came from the bench because that time was the coach Double September and coach Roscoe Creelan.
Yeah.
And then when Shandre came, when they introduced him from the bench, Shandre scored the important goal, the winning goal. And from that day, going forward, Shandre was in the starting 11. And at that moment, every game that Shandre played, or every second game, Shandre scored 1 or 2 goals. And that was the success of his career in the transition, scoring 17 goals and become the top goal scorer in the DDC. And within the club, they award him as the Golden Boot.
Crazy thing is, actually, I have a selfie from that. He was at the awards where he got the Golden Boot at the club. Was selected as the club's young best player. And we spoke. And what I picked up from him was a lot of humility, very humble, but also a lot of belief. He knew who he was, he knew what he was, and he was well capable of what he can do. Where does that come from?
Yes, it's coming from, from the structure that we have in our house. We come from a very godly background where we were raised, or where we raise our children, with godly values, because it's God that created these opportunities for us. And we also not Shandre about, you must never forget where you come from, because our journey was not easy. Coming from Recha Park, growing without a father, no fatherhood around me, and only me and my mother. And my mother was the only one that has to work for us. And then with Shandre and us as his parents, he knows the journey was tough. He knows there was some financial strains in between. There was a lot of commitments that we have to commit ourselves towards and like his mother, they have to change like jobs, to get money to take Shandre and make sure that he get on a plane to go and play in Europe in the tournaments, like the Mondalito tournaments and so on. And for us, it was not easy, raising him. And today you can see he's a very humble human being. The kindness, the humility is there. It talks for itself. And we raise him and always tell him that, you must never forget where you come from. Stay humble, stay grounded, keep your feet on the ground, stay focused, stay dedication, and everything will go well with you. And today we are proud parents, because, it was not easy, and we can only say, to God, thank you for giving us that strength and giving us that faith and that perseverance that we as parents can stand behind Shandre and just push him, with this passion that these dreams can come true.
Do you remember the feeling when you scored the 2 goals against Pirates? I think they were playing in Polokwane, if I'm not mistaken. First game of his it was his pro debut. SuperSport. Did they play Pirates?
Yes.
Played Pirates. He scored in that game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. It was in Polokwane
in December. Can you recall your exact feeling when that happened?
Yes. It was so nice to be actually in Polokwane, going from here, traveling all the way to Polokwane to go and support Shandre, playing against Orlando Pirates. And then we were hardly, I think it was 10 minutes or we were about 5 minutes late on the game because of traffic and toll gates and so on. And then as we walked into the stadium at that moment, it was about 3 minutes after that. And then we were sitting behind the goalpost of Orlando Pirates. And the good side of it was, at that moment, we didn't even sit down. And then Shandre scored the first goal. When you get the pass from Mangaman. And you get the pass, the assist. And at that moment when Shandre scored, I was like taking my shirt off for the first goal. And I had his shirt on with his surname Campbell. And I had to take off my shirt at that moment, and I was like running in between the seats there. And my wife Clarissa, she also was like screaming, and my cousin was also with, and his brother was with, and his sister was with. It was such a good moment. The excitement was there when he scored the first goal. And in the second half, we said, no, let us go sit on the other side.
So in case he scores that side.
Yes. And then it was first with a corner kick where Shandre curled the ball in and Bradley Grobler just had it in, and that was the assist. And at that moment, I said to my wife, Shandre is going to be the man of the match. I said he's going to be the man of the match. And in the last minutes, where the goalkeeper made a mistake.
Where he pressed him. I remember Shandre pressed him.
Yes, where Shandre pressed. And when the press, and Shandre scored that goal, I was like screaming, jumping, dancing. And all the people embraced me because they said, oh, you Campbell's father, you Campbell's parents. And everybody was like jumping here up against us. And you won't believe me, it was the Orlando Pirates supporters. Because they were so happy to see the parents is here, the support. Although the team lost the game 3-1. So for us that moment, it was so much joy and so much excitement for us. That is moments that I will never forget.
I think it speaks for itself, the fact that he only played in the PSL for 1 season before going abroad. Was that always the plan once you went pro to say that we don't want you to play in the local league for too long? And also, how did you guys end up choosing Club Brugge? Because I tell you why I ask. There was a time on social media where people were critical of the move. They were saying that he's playing in the first team now, he's playing top-level football. Why would he leave to go and play DDC in Belgium? I don't think people understood maybe the plan or the method behind it. But maybe if you can explain to us how you guys decided on Club Brugge.
Yes, like you said, people didn't see the bigger picture. You have a fantastic season in the PSL, which is the best league in South Africa, a top league in South Africa, and you can see many players and top talent is playing in this league. So people didn't see the bigger picture about when we make the move for Shandre to Europe in Belgium at Club Brugge, playing
Club NXT also,
starting at Club Next, which is the reserve team there. This was based on a project that we created for Shandre with his representatives, and we had a fruitful meeting and discussions in it about where we see him with the next move, and us as parents also play a very vital role in this decision because it comes also from us where we see what is best for Shandre. Because with his talent that he have, moving him abroad, it's just going to help him to grow. Getting him better out of current in his game, improving his game, his intelligence, mentally, his physicality, his technical side of it, and so on. And when Shandre moved to Club Next, I believe it was a good move because Shandre didn't go for a trial in Europe. Shandre was being monitored by Club Brugge, and they watch him, and they saw that what his effectiveness in the PSL, what he have contributed. Player of the tournament against Orlando Pirates, his first debut, man of the match against Richards Bay,
Yes.
man of the match in the Nedbank Cup. All that speaks for itself, and they could see that Shandre put a lot of effort and a lot of commitment into the club, and he bring also with his dedication, he brings success to the club of SuperSport United, which they had a good season, and that is where Club Brugge said, no, we have a project with him. This is where we're going to start with him. And gradually, if he improves, which we believe it will happen, and then we will promote him. And Shandre was 7 months within Club Next in Belgium. Yes. He had an outstanding season. He was the top goal scorer in the team. He scored some brilliant goals. And also part of that, he was promoted within 7 months into the first team, and that is where Shandre is currently now with the first team of Club Brugge, which he had the opportunity, to be in the squad, to travel to Aston Villa, and standing next to the likes of Marcus Rashford and Watkins and all that. So that's a plus for us. It shows that the project is working and the decisions that we make as parents and as representatives is paying off.
Tell me something. He's obviously a big superstar in South Africa. A lot of people recognize him. Wherever he goes, they know who Shandre Campbell is. When he's at home, how do you guys treat him? Does he wash the dishes? Does he make up his own bed? Does he do stuff that normal 19-year-olds do?
Yes, Shandre is actually a very energy, so much energy.
Yeah.
He brings so much love to the house, so much joy to the house when he's around us. And not only us, but also when he's around his family members or friends.
Yeah.
He just rub off that energy, that smile on his face. He likes to, eat something. Yeah. And sometimes he will just leave it there, and then we were like, Shandre, but this is not right, but you're doing. Come on, man, come take this thing. And he was, like that word, I will pick it out, I will take it away. So he's very straightforward. Shandre is very straightforward. He likes things to go into a good direction. He likes things to be done perfectly. You know, we do make mistakes, and we will put things not where it's supposed to be, but you will just observe and you will tell us afterwards, but why you put things there? Why are you doing this? This is not, no, it doesn't look right this way. So he brings a lot of passion, into the house, and we love him. We love him a lot, and we appreciate his presence when he's around with us. So he likes to, sometimes when he's in his room and all that, then we have to now and then remind him, but Shandre, your bed, what's going on? Make up your bed. He said, no, I will still first have maybe a shower or so, and then I will make up my bed. But he's that type of person. He just wants it must go well with us, and it must go well with his friends and his family. That's the type of character and the personality that Shandre has.
Speaking of going well, we look at your social media, we see that you guys recently purchased a beautiful family home. I saw there was a post where he bought you as his parents a car. now recently bought himself a car. So obviously, the financial situation that you had spoken about, that you faced initially, where his mother had to work so hard, where you guys had to work so hard to provide for him, that has changed. Now that things are in the position that it is, I can imagine that there's a lot of, I wouldn't say pressure on him, but as a child, you want to make sure that your parents are sorted out. Is that something that he has always prided himself in, knowing that I can now take care of my family and I can make sure that they have the best?
Yes, sure. Like I said, financially it was not going too well with us. We have normal jobs. We have to change jobs. I had to take salary cuts in my previous company to get Shandre to a training session, because that was my arrangement, cut my salary, because I have a child that I have to take to training in Bedford View.
Yeah.
So I didn't look at the money side that time, or what's all that I knew was I put my trust in God, because I know I said with the talent, and I'm not gonna neglect the talent. So that was something, that I wanted to do for him, because I believe that he's gonna make it one day. And if he make it one day, it's gonna change our lives. And Shandre know that the struggle was real, and we never forget where we come from. And where we started at the 3-bedroom at the back of the yard of my mother in Brugge Park. And we had to move out because of the community that we come out and the community that we grow in. Like, there was a lot of gangsterism and a lot of drugs roaming around the streets. So for his career and for the changes that we had to bring for our children to have a better life, we have to move out. We didn't look at the situation where the money is going to come from. All we said is we're going to trust God and we're going to trust the process. And we knew that one day it's going to happen for us. And so when Shandre signed in Europe with this contract that he signed in Europe, he said, I remember with the first interview before you go there, he was with Ngani Kumalo. And Shandre said in his interview, asked him, what do you want to make out of this? Get out of your career. And his words was, I'm going to change my family's life. And that really touched my heart. And when Shandre moved to Belgium, he said to us, go look for a house. And we went out to look for a few houses. And as we're sitting here, this is the house that Shandre bought for us. And we thank God that they've changed our lives, financially. And we are in a better position now. And he loves to play football. This is his career.
Yeah.
And that's why he's such a humble, kind human being, And he went and he said to us that we had a car and the car was giving us problems. We had a Honda Jazz. That was the car that we went the last time to Polokwane. And really the car was giving us problems.
Yeah.
But like I said, we didn't look at the situation. We didn't look at the circumstances to hold us back. What we wanted was to go and see our son play. What we want is to go and support our son. What we want is to just be around him. So when he knows that we are sitting in the stand somewhere there, he knows the love that we have for him. And he appreciated it. And he said to us, go and get you a new car. And he bought us the new Honda. And now recently, he just purchased himself the new GTI, because when he comes from Belgium, you don't want to come here and hire a car all the time.
Yes.
He fully deserves what he has today. He fully deserves everything in life, because this journey was not easy. This journey was tough. It was hard. But because of the love and the